I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you about the depth of my pain. It's almost never ending and hard to explain. I wish I could tell you how broken I feel inside. My body hurts so much, but it's easy to hide. I wish I could tell you I can't function very well. Difficult to get around, but no one can tell. I wish I could tell you how I honestly feel, but you wouldn't believe me that this pain is so real.
Hello again. I am off to a bad start, Miley. Cut that. Seriously, though. While sitting alone by myself all day, every day, except for when I get my kids on the weekends, it's really hard to deal with these sort of conditions. Being by myself, falling down the stairs multiple times, running into things constantly, forgetting things all the time. I mean, luckily I have alarms for my medications, but forgetting to eat, forgetting, to clean something, and then it getting out of hand, forgetting where I'm going, forgetting what turn I'm supposed to make 8 times in a row. But between that, the sleep problems, and the pain, I just wanted to talk about a real subject, and that is depression and anxiety. Obviously, anxiety is extremely high. I'm always worried about if I'll get fired or if somebody will be mad at me, if they'll be upset because I forgot something, if my family, friends, kids, or anybody will be disappointed in me because I couldn't do this, or it took me longer to do this, or I got frustrated to do this. If my kids will be taken care of when I pass, which of course I know they will be, what I'll leave behind, what will they remember me most for? And that is very difficult to deal with. And that's where the depression sets in. When you sit here alone all the time, and you worry, and you hurt, and you can't really even clean, because if you clean, your entire body will throb as if you have ran 10 miles in a minute. You can't do the little things. The little things everybody else can do, you can't do. Or if you do, you pay for it. Or you can do 5% of it, and then you can't do any of the rest of it. Do you know how long that takes to do things? Emotionally, that really gets to you. So I think depression and anxiety and all conditions and diseases, or whatever you want to call them, I think is very, very underspoken. I guess what I'm trying to say is suicide. I can't speak for anybody else, but I know I have contemplated it too many times to count. You know, it's just hard. It's hard to go from who you used to be, which was this opposite person, this outgoing, courageous, you know, took pride in everything I did, was an overachiever, you know, went above and beyond with everything and everyone. You know, I was able to play with my kids outside and do activities without getting so drained from just the idea of it. So to go from what I was to what I am now is hard. It's embarrassing. It's something that I tried to make the best of, but you start to get to a certain point where it's like, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want your final moments to be? Do you really want your final moments to be your kids, your loved ones watching you just slip away even more? Is that really something I want to do? You know, my children have been here so many times when they would tell their dads, you know, Mommy won't wake up. I've had my cousin down the road come down and have to give me breathing treatments because Mommy couldn't wake up. And to be alone through all of that and have no other adult to assist makes me feel like I shouldn't have my kids. And that's one reason why I only have them on the weekends, because even on the weekends, that's my life. You know, it's so hard to hear your children say, "Why are you always sick, Mommy? Mommy, I want you to be better." My oldest son always tries to, you know, comfort me in ways without words. And he does the same thing for his brother. But it is extremely hard sometimes to go on when they hurt so much just watching me. And when you have no cure and your Rocky Mountain spotted fever, they say, put everything into overdrive, and it's not going to slow down. It won't slow down. It won't go away. And in almost 3 years, that's exactly what it's done. I've been told I'm classified as a Sjogren's patient, who a woman would be 60 to 70. That's the progression. That's where I am. And that's not including all of my other conditions, which are about 10. This one thing, I feel like, has attacked every other part of my body. It's like there's a war going on inside, and it won't slow down and it won't stop. And no matter what I do and how many different things I try and how many different doctors I see, it doesn't help. It just keeps getting worse. And as a mother, you have to ask yourself, how long are you going to keep going? Depression is real. Anxiety is real. And when you don't have this support system, that you need. It's hard. Now, I'm not saying I don't have 4 people I can count on, but they all have jobs. They all live an hour away, or they work all the time, and when you ask them to come over, they don't come over. You know, just to have somebody care enough to stop by and check on you. You know, make sure you're okay. Because, to be perfectly honest, that's what I need right now. And it's embarrassing, it's humiliating for me to have to admit that, because I've never been a person who needed anything. And if I did, I went out and I got it. I had to learn from an early age that if you wanted something, you're going to work for it and you're going to go get it. You know, if you're sick, take care of yourself. And to be in the position that I'm in, it just feels impossible sometimes. So I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. If you would like to leave comments below. I do highly recommend yoga and meditation. I do yoga 6 to 7 days a week, and I meditate every day. I do a lot of self-work, like things I can do from home. I do. I don't just sit around and cry and think, oh, my life sucks. It's not fair. I don't know why this happened to me. I don't know why this happened to me, and it does suck. However, I do yoga. I meditate. I journal. You know, I write several things. I read quite often. I have other practices I do. You know, I don't just sit and wallow in it. So I encourage anyone who has an illness or anyone who suffers from anxiety and depression to kind of go out of their box. Because I know personally I self-isolate and I get afraid to be around people. Not very trusting. You know, I feel like people would take advantage of me because of my illness, or they would just use me for something. And think hard, you could probably think of that something. And that's happened before. And it kind of scares you away from people. Because I don't know how much time I have left on this earth. Sure, we all don't, but let's be honest. People who suffer from things like this, time is definitely shortened. And do I really want to waste my time with people who don't truly, genuinely care about me? No. So, as I sit all alone in my head in this prison I've created in my mind, as much as I hurt, even now, I mean, my back is killing me. My entire body just feels like I'm being hit with a hammer. Like somebody is crushing my bones. All over. It's random spots. All over. And then you get a headache. And then you finally get rid of the headache. And then you think you can get up. And you go to get up. And everything just starts throbbing. It feels like it's on fire. And when you sit like that alone all the time, it's hard. I do have a counselor and a psychiatrist. I just want to say that. I'm not just going to go jump off a cliff or anything. But, you know, mental health, emotional health is a serious thing, especially with illnesses of all sorts. Or even people who don't have that. So I just thought I would share that. Thank you for listening.